What are we doing
All
here?
right, so today we're gonna talk about it's not really a new obstacle that we're making. So we sell boxes, right? Like standard, just grind boxes. We do a 4 foot long and a 6 foot long. And I've had this thought ever since we did the puzzle wedge to puzzleify or gentrify.
Yeah, there we go.
Our boxes, much like
That's the word we like.
our wedges.
So you're re-engineering it.
Yeah. So like the first wedge that we had, which we still sell, it's like a beefed up version of the puzzle wedge because it has all the structure.
Excuse me, sorry.
So yeah, the first wedge was $219 or $2.
The wedge?
Yeah.
The wedge.
The one we
okay.
were selling on our site.
Okay.
Wasn't like a hot seller.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was like, oh, let's do the puzzle thing and get it to just snap together and be super lightweight and affordable. So we did that, and now we sell that for $99, and we sell tons of those. We sell like a dozen at least or more every week.
Let's talk about the Twitter comment about that.
Oh, so the Twitter comment, when we first made the puzzle wedge and we were hyping it up, you know, posting videos, posting photos and stuff like that, somebody on Twitter did like a little screen grab of the puzzle wedge and put like an X Factor like black wedge ramp next to it, those old shitty plastic ones.
Yeah.
And said like, oh,
I can't believe they gentrified the kicker ramp.
They gentrified the X Factor ramp.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really funny because it's like we did the polar opposite of that. Like we're actually a skate ramp company.
Yeah.
And like those plastic ramp companies were just like big sport conglomerate companies. That,
Yeah.
like, they didn't skate. They didn't care. You know.
I was triggered immediately, but then I thought about it and I was like, oh, he's probably joking because he knows it's like a ramp company. But what I will say is that, dude, there was people responding into the comments about like how in agreement of like how whack they thought it was. And I'm like, dude, you could not be any more of a fucking moron to think that a skater owned, operated, ran company is gentrifying a giant monopoly's product in a way to capitalize off of skateboarding.
Yeah. Well said.
So insane, dude.
I think maybe it was satirical.
I think his post was satirical, but I'm talking. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
His initial post was satirical. I'm talking about the people in the comments that were like, "Oh my god, yeah, fuck that, that's whack." Sorry, I don't mean to turn this all onto me, but I just picked this thing up, dude. This thing is like 30 fucking pounds, man.
I think it's technically like 34.
Dude, it's so fucking light. It's crazy. Like, all right, so what did you do differently to gentrify this here box?
Okay, so previous box just had sides.
You want to show us an example of the previous box?
Yeah, so here's our previous box. This is a 6 foot version, but just so you can see what's going on. So this is actually like 5 or 6 years old. We let it get rained on. We use it for events. That's why it has multiple coats of paint.
Yeah, but also if it's that old, you can tell that Keen Ramp's products still hold up because look at that thing.
It's doing good.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the construction of this is just 3/4 ply sides, and it's ribbed up with 2x4s, right? It's framed almost like a mini ramp.
Right.
And then we put surfacing on top. So we do a layer of 3/8, and then we do the top layer of 1/4 inch birch or 1/4 inch skate light.
You don't do this whole shtick anymore either, right? Where you
No.
put it on the side? Or do
Not
you...
with the new one.
Oh, okay.
So in the previous model, yes, it is attached to the side,
yeah.
which is fine. Some people don't like it because they almost want their wheels to reference a true edge. So this gives you too much lockdown.
Oh, so you might slip out.
Yeah, you might lose it or slip out. So some people have criticism over that. Some people actually love it. They're like, I love that my wheels never catch.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a pro.
And the reason that we do the 1 inch by 2 inch pipe attached to the side rather than angle iron is people are always like, just use angle iron. Angle iron comes to a very sharp edge, which digs into your trucks, which ruins your day, if not your week.
You have to like break in the angle iron.
Like,
yeah.
You ever hit your shins on angle iron?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's the worst.
I've split them open, but this looks round, right?
Yeah, so this has a little radius to it, a little rounded edge.
Ever so slight.
So less resistance, smoother grind.
Right.
So that's what we roll with.
OG box
Versus new style box.
All right, so what do we do differently?
So No 2x4s. Well, actually, one 2x4.
Where? Oh.
Just the one there. And
Yeah.
That's
okay.
only there, so the coping has more meat to bite.
Got it.
So that over time, we're reducing the likelihood of the coping getting loose.
That's a good idea in my professional lumberyard opinion.
Yeah, lumberyard guy.
Yeah.
And then we did our like puzzle technology, right?
You got to patent this.
So we're puzzled there. We're puzzled here. It's kind of pressure fit.
Yeah. But you do have screws in it, I see.
Yeah, we do have some screws.
Yeah.
Just to really hold it together.
Yeah.
We kind of did the same thing with the puzzle wedge. Like you could skate it without, but over time it's gonna rock and it's gonna separate.
You just might have to hit it back together.
Yeah, these seams are gonna get loose.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, as long as there's less than like 20 screws, you'll be able to put it together in like 5 minutes.
Right. Well, and not only is it a quick assembly, but it's an easy one.
Yep.
Even if you don't know how to use tools and you've never picked up a hammer a
Yeah.
day in your life, you could put this together.
Yeah. So when this is like exploded, you have your top layer, you have your back, you have your face, you have your two ends, you have your coping, and then you just have that one 2x4,
Yeah.
which is gonna bite the coping.
What's up with the cutouts?
Okay, the cutouts, the ones on the end, kind of serve two purposes. One purpose of this cutout on the end is just so you can pick it up easily, right? And then the other thing that does is, say you were skating this box and this driveway has a crown, kind of like that. Like streets have a crown,
Right.
for water to
Right.
go into the gutters. So if you put it on there, you might have some rock this way if the street has a very drastic crown.
Okay.
Or if you put it on a crack and like one slab is slightly higher. So now this has less attachment to the ground and these corners are kind of acting like feet.
Almost like a chair.
It's always gonna hit the ground.
Right.
Despite, like, even if like this ground is unlevel this way and this way,
Right.
we kind of have 4 feet biting the ground instead of this long edge, which the long edge could definitely have some rock to it.
For sure.
There's even spots in this driveway where like, oh, can't skate it there, push it forward a foot.
Yeah.
So we also did that on the faces here. These ones are subtle. This isn't so much as a handle as it is, we're just voiding the bottom of that ply.
You're trying to prevent like the rockiness.
The rocking.
Yeah.
So all that's touching.
Very nice.
All that's touching the ground, right here, about 5 inches, and right here, like 3.5 inches.
Okay.
So that's what's biting into the ground. So we're also, one, it's not gonna rock.
Right.
Two, it's gonna bite the ground better. So it's not gonna slide as much. So even though this is significantly lighter than the old style of box that we make, it grabs the ground better.
Okay, so what's up with the coping though? Because I know you said something about that being different.
So the coping, like I said, on the old style box, we would just mount it to the side.
Right.
Put screws in there. Screws in wood, as we know, over time, they will wiggle and get a little bit loose, and you have to tighten them sometimes. Sometimes you might even have to make some new holes. So to give this a little bit more support, we put this piece of ply under the coping. So now
It sticks out like a 1/4 inch.
so it does
only.
two things. It serves as a reference point for the bottom of the coping, so you know you have this perfect 1/8 of an inch bump to grind. And then it also has structure underneath to hold the coping and help it from not getting loose over time.
Nice. Such a simple but
Yeah.
smart adjustment.
Yeah, and then because we cut it on the CNC and did all the puzzle fits, might as well throw some logos in there.
Hell yeah, of course.
So I just threw Keen on the end because I didn't want it too like logo driven.
Flashy,
like,
yeah.
Let's drop the ramps.
Yeah.
So our former 4-foot box, we were selling it for $239 on the website. We probably still are when this video goes up because we got to run through the rest of the inventory. We'll probably do a sale and try to blow them out, get rid of them so we can switch over to these. But this is probably going to be priced somewhere, don't quote me, but I want it to be like 170-ish. Like
That's a really good price for a box,
yeah,
dude.
we might do like 179.
Yeah.
Which is $60 cheaper.
I mean, think about it, dude. Like, the price of those X Factor ramps. Do you have your phone on you right now?
Yeah.
Look up what an X Factor ramp costs or cost back in the day. I swear they were like $40, $50. They weren't like expensive, but it wasn't like a $10 ramp.
Okay, here's one at Dick's Sporting Goods.
$40.
$40.
$40 for a piece of plastic that if it gets run over by a car, it's fucking dust, okay? Now, all you have, like, I feel like anyone can justify spending an extra $100 if, like, save your paycheck for a couple months and you have something that could last you for years.
Totally. And the other cool thing about this is because it weighs less and because it's less material, because
less shipping.
We can put it in a smaller package and we're gonna pay less to ship it, which we're gonna pass those savings onto the customer. Like instead of having to charge $35 to ship that 4-foot box, the new puzzle 4-foot box will probably only have to charge like $25-ish.
Yeah.
So the shipping's gonna go down, the price of the good is gonna go down, and it's just gonna skate better.
So you're looking at around $200 for a box that's gonna last you years.
Out the door.
Which is super easily justifiable. I mean, dude, a board is what a price point complete is what, $150 now, because prices of everything have gone up.
If not more.
So it's like for a little bit more than the price of a complete, you get an entire obstacle.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with all that being said, I want to skate this.
Yeah, let's do it. One more thing before we skate it. I maybe wanted to assemble this just so everyone could see how easy it is. But you kind of get the gist when you look at it. It's like, oh, puzzles there.
Well, and you can go back to our puzzle wedge video
screws.
and see.
And so this is basically, this is the technology, right? It feels funny calling it technology.
Yeah.
It's just grooves. So yeah, you just kind of pop it in place and then hit it with the mallet here, get it like where you want it.
Stick some screws in there.
Yeah, throw some screws in there and that's that.
Oh shit, that was sick.
The coating's so icy.
I was gonna be like, yo, do a 50 real quick, test it, and then you just nollie crook it first try, going 0.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how it grinds. How come you can't do that, but you can nollie crook it first try?
I don't know.
Just nollie crook it then. You missed. How's it grind?
It's so smooth.
Is it? Nice. Nice, dude.
Barely held on to that one.
Wow. Dude, it's such a weird compliment that I'm about to give you right now, but you have a really good switchback 50.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah.
Whoa.
That was good.
Whoa.
You already did a good tail side.
No, I didn't.
The one to fakie was good.
No.
Nice. Ah!
Clean it up.
Corey's tired today.
Very tired.
Oh, that one was so good too. Yeah.
I'm done skating.
Nollie front crook was good. Yeah. I think because there's that 1/8 inch bump on the coping, it makes it slide a lot better because there's less friction, because your tail might not even be touching the surface, but it feels like it is.
Yep.
It's great.
That little bit
Yeah.
goes a long way.
It works really well.
Woohoo! Ah. Damn, that was nice.
That was nice, right?
Yeah.
Thanks. We're done. We're not doing this again. Corey and I gave ourselves 5 tries each on the hard tricks that we wanted to do, but we got another video to film, so we got to call it.
Yeah.
All right, all in all, we love this thing.
Fun.
We love it.
I love the height of this too, by the way.
Yeah, it's good for learning shit.
Because the slap pad, it's 6 inches.
It's a slappy height.
Sometimes it feels like too little kiddish.
Yeah.
And too like you're not challenging yourself. But
this feels more victorious when you land something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you like are trying a trick that you're like kind of not that comfortable with, like a switchback tail, like a kickflip back tail, like this is just right to where you feel like, oh, I did something.
It's cool too, because like since it is only 4 feet, you can creep at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like do like a baby slide and get used to shit.
Yeah.
All in all, is this live yet?
No, it will be by the time this video's up.
Okay, so it's links in bio.
Link in bio.